How you doing, Josh? Man, have you had contact with your sister down in Bradenton to get any tips of advice from her on living in that bubble?
Uh, Actually, I want to go see if I can make it to a game, but they're not allowing anybody to come down there. But man, I've been hitting her up, man, just telling her how happy and proud I am of her, and wishing her just success. She's off to a great start, and hopefully she can stay hopefully she can stay hot throughout the whole season, and she can get her another championship.
Follow question to that. I know you real close to your son and your family. Have you had any serious consideration to opt out, or any consideration for health reasons for your family?
I'd be lying to you if I said I didn't. It's always, my family's first, man. It's something I don't want to put my family in jeopardy of any harm that I, bring to them. So that was always, something that I, kept close to me. But, Kate, my wife, she really encouraged me to, to to keep playing football this year, man, because she knows what I'm striving for in my career, and she's real helpful. And she's doing her best to keep the kids inside the house and keep them busy until I get home and I got to take over. So, I have a great support system, great support staff in my house, and I'm just here to stay safe, man, and hope everybody, my teammates, do the same thing.
Thank you, man.
Awesome. Thanks, John. We're going to go over to Gene Fournette and then Jamal St. Cyr.
Wait, hold on. I'm looking at the camera the whole time, right?
Yes.
I got you.
Gene,
Hey.
you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hey, Josh. Could you, now that Calais is out the door and in Baltimore now, there's a feeling that you are going to be looked to some degree to be a leader, even though you're only in your second year in the league. What did you learn from Calais specifically about leadership that you think you can take into this year, and as a follow-up, are you comfortable with being a leader?
I mean, the biggest thing, I know just from being a leader in college, you gotta prove yourself first. You can't self-claim yourself as a leader without people really knowing how hard you work and how much you push your players. So right now, man, I'm really just focused upon, getting myself together and getting myself right and being the best me I can be. And then my teammates, hopefully can see I'm working hard and just see I'm trying to be the best I can be. And that becomes to be a leader. So one thing Clay always told me was, you work on yourself, the people will follow. So that's all I've been doing, man. I'm just trying to be the best me, working out as hard as I can every day, practicing as hard as I can, studying as hard as I can every day, and hopefully it'll pay off. And hopefully my teammates can see that, you know, they can see the improvement that I have from year one to year two. And because I'm just trying to win. That's my mentality this year. Individual success comes with team success, and that's what I'm real big on this year. And hopefully my teammates, see that, and we can just hop on the same board. And then that's how I become a leader. And comfortability wise, man, okay. What was the second part of that question?
If teammates come, if you get the vibe that teammates come to sort of accept you as being a leader, are you comfortable being that? Would you be comfortable doing that, taking on that role?
I mean, I got to do what I got to do. They brought me here for a reason, and I'm just doing what I can do to help my teammates and to help myself and to help this organization get to the point that we need to be. And that's all I can do. My teammates put trust in me. I put trust in them. And if they ever need to count on me, they can count on me. I'll be there for them on and off the field. So I'm excited and I'm comfortable, and I feel like I can do that. I feel like I can help lead this team.
Thanks.
Awesome. Let's jump over to Jamal St. Cyr and then John Shipley.
What's going on, Josh? Kayvon Chaisson stepping into a situation very similar to what you were in last year. What are your early thoughts about his game? Have you given him any wisdom on how to approach this season? I mean, you set the bar pretty high with your rookie season last year, so he's gonna have to try and match it, right?
I mean, ain't no try. He has to. We trying to bring in guys that are willing to compete and play day one. And so he's a guy that we look upon to play a big role this year. And You know, what I did last year is what I did last year, and that's something that, you know, that can strive him to be better than me. And I'm gonna do as much as I can to help him get to that point. But you know, he's a great guy. He's a great football player on and off the field. And I talked to him a couple times, and you know, his mind is in the right place to be a dominant football player in this league. And you know, I still got a lot to grow on. And you know, being with a guy like that, we can grow together, and we can probably be one of the best two defensive players in the country at one point. So that's my mindset, and that's his mindset. And you know, once we all get together, you know, we can talk a little bit more. And we can work together a little bit more. I haven't got to be able to work with him since I've been back, since they separating the groups. But as soon as we get together, man, we're gonna be staying out to practice. We're gonna work a lot. We're gonna watch film together, because we got something special. He's a special player, special talent, and can't wait to see him be successful in this NFL.
I mean, since both of y'all bring like a special level of athleticism to the position, having two guys like that on each end, do you feel like that'll help the defense? I mean, to be able to take a jump toward the top echelons of the NFL?
I mean, we can just do as best as we can. But you know, I'm going on year 2, and I'm looking to improve on from what I did last year. And he's coming into the league, full fire and ready to go. So we can just do as much as we can. We're gonna compete to be the best at everything we do, and that's all we can do. But just having us two, I feel like you know, we can definitely grow together and become a scary tandem in a couple years or this year. So we'll just see how it plays out, and I'm really excited about this year.
Appreciate it, Josh.
Awesome. Let's jump over to John Shipley and then Demetrius Harvey.
Cool. Thanks for doing this, Josh. Just, you know, after your successful rookie season and getting your feet wet, what really are your expectations and the goals that you've set for yourself for year 2?
To be the best defensive player in the country. I mean, in the league. That's, you know, high standards. I had a high standard last year, and I kind of achieved that goal. But now, you know, I set the bar really high for myself, and I'm looking to stay there, stay at the top, and I'm gonna push myself as much as I can push each year. And this year is I'm not holding anything back, man. I'm coming in as best as I can, the best version of me. You know, I feel like coming into practice, what I did so far, man, I feel like my game has grown. I feel like I'm getting more comfortable, but it's still a lot I got to learn. But I got high standards this year, and just know I'm shooting for the top.
All right, thanks, Josh.
All right, Demetrius, and then we'll go to Jordan.
Hey, Josh, I hope you're doing well. Kind of going into this offseason, obviously it was really confusing. You weren't able to get with your team with OTAs or anything like that. What did you sort of do on your own? Did you go to a personal trainer? Did you go to different camps or working out with other people in the NFL? How did you sort of maintain yourself during this time?
I had a trainer. I went to a shop. It was in Orange Park called Rise and Grind. I got great work. Jason Smith, he came to my house. He came to my house like before everything started, because I didn't really want to be a part of a big group. And so he kind of broke it down to me, like whatever I want to do, I can come there at late nights, so it could just be me and him, so we can get good work in. And that's what I've been doing. So I've been kind of doing that religiously, and but now I'm starting to calm down on that and taking a step back. But I could tell it paid off. I trained with a couple other guys. I know Smoot trained with him. And Smoot, I felt just seeing Smoot these last couple of days, man, he's been looking great. I'm excited for him. He has a big year coming up, and he's been looking really good. But yeah, I've been training. I've been watching a lot of film, studying our guys. You know, studying Jawan again and Cam and those guys. Just see what type of advantages I can have this year on them. And yeah. But yeah, it's called Rise and Grind in Orange Park, man. It's great work, little small local facility, and I got a lot of great work there.
Was there anything specifically you worked on, maybe some pass rushing moves or just in general?
Being a complete player, man. I feel like, you know, yeah, I worked on pass rush, but I worked on my whole game. You know, it's so big to get caught up in the sacks. You know, and this is just talking around people in the NFL. It's so big to get caught up in the sacks if you're considered a pass rusher. And I'm not trying to be considered just a pass rusher. I'm trying to be considered a great defensive player. My main focus was going to stop the run, tackle for losses, plays that disrupt the whole offense. So that's really what I've been working on. So I've been working on just quick get offs, my 3-point, coming out my 3-point stands as explosive as I can, things like that. But I worked a lot of pass rush. But like I said, I worked on, trying to be able to stop the run and get tackle for losses and be quick on my first step.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys, we're going to do 3 more, Jordan, Cassidy, and then we'll finish with John Oehser. Jordan, I think you're on mute. Still can't hear you. We'll come back to you unless we can.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
All right. Sorry about that. So Jaguars front 7 and defense as a whole kind of struggled to stop the run at times last year, especially without Darius in the lineup. Do you think this defense will be improved in that regard in 2020?
We have no choice. To be able to rush the passer, you have to stop the run, and that's something that we've been real emphasizing this year, this offseason, talking to Coach Washington, talking to Coach Rebs. Stopping the run is our priority number 1 to us right now, and I feel like the guys that we brought in, do a real good job at that, and we can. And that's why I said, instead of just working on my pass rush this year, I tried to work on more of the run and try to be more physical up front, so I can do a better job in stopping the run. I know I didn't do a good job. I didn't do as good as the job that I could have done last year, and I'm looking to improve on that. And so that's stopping the run is our main key, and I feel like we have a good scheme and we have good players this year that can be able to do that for us.
Thanks.
All right, Cassidy.
Hey, John. How's it going?
How you doing?
There was a lot of speculation this summer about whether or not the defense would switch to a primarily 3-4. And then Coach Wash said a couple months ago, no, it's not going to be that. It's still going to be what we've ran. But how do you anticipate your role possibly changing? And now that you've played on both, do you feel more comfortable standing up or hand in the ground?
Just from game plan wise, 3-4, 4-3 defense. That's his choice. I probably don't have a say in what defenses we get to run. So whatever he chooses to play or run, then I'm strictly going to do that. But being like talking about stand up or a 3-point, man, I've been getting more comfortable in my 3-point because I know majority of the time I did that last year, but a little bit of stand up. But this year, I'm looking to play just strictly rush. So I get to do a little more stand up, which I'm obviously more comfortable with. But I know, if anything goes wrong or something, I have to move the big end, I can definitely switch. But stand up defensive end is something that I, feel like I can improve on, and I feel like I can bring a better asset for this team. But coming off the edge is my biggest asset. So any position, stand up or 3-point, I'm looking to improve on this year and become a heck of a player. If I answered your question.
Go ahead. Yeah, you did. Stand up, just for clarification, was what you did more at Kentucky, right? Coming off the edge.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I was a 3-4 outside linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
So I was strictly stand up, and the only time I did get in 3-point was when I was, 3rd and long or something, and I wanted to just put that on tape that I could do a 3-point stance.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, John Oehser, why don't you wrap it up for us?
Hey, Josh, I'm curious, with all the distancing and with in the locker room and the facility being so different, this is a young team that doesn't really know each other that well. Is getting to know your teammates going to be different than it would have been in the past because of all that? Is it a different process?
I feel like you're talking about getting to know like the rookies and stuff, or
Yeah,
getting to know.
just with maybe not having the same locker room environment where you can kind of, be closer to each other.
Yeah.
Does it just feel different? Like even in a meeting room, not sitting as close to a guy. Is it harder to get to know somebody?
Yeah, kind of like the offense is kind of to get to know them. It's hard to talk to them because we are so separated and everything. But defensively, position wise, I feel like I have a good connection with a lot of guys like Aaron Lynch. We got him, And I feel like, you know, just being with him throughout the practices and talking to him on like about his life and about the schemes he played in, I feel like we're having a good connection there. But offensively, man, it's hard to talk to those guys unless we're like in a team meeting and I get to be like, oh, this is what this dude looks like. You know what I mean? So, but hopefully when we get, you know, our final cuts or get to the cutting time, then we probably get to, you know, get to be with the rest of the team and I get to see what other people put the face to the name. Is that face to the name? So yeah, it's kind of hard to get to know people, but you know, just passing. If I, you know, see somebody I don't know, I introduce myself, and that's as much as I can do right now.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Josh. We appreciate your time today.